Well, hello and welcome to Woolly Hats Wednesday WIP. You join me in the champagne room as it's a bit windy outside and I didn't want the camera to blow over as it has done in the past. Anyway, let's crack on. So what have I been doing this week? Well, I have been doing some more work on my stash busting project, which is this. So this is, this is the front. So it's knitted in 2 halves and it's sewn up in the middle. And it increases down the middle here, so it gives a nice big baggy top, but it's using all bits of stash and it's great. It almost looks like a peacock's tail, doesn't it? So there's lots of different stash there, from West Yorkshire spinners, Rowan wool, independent wool, dyed wool and spun wool. I've got various holidays and they're all sitting in my stash box for double knit, and I thought, no, I need to do that because I'd seen the pattern. It's a Rowan pattern, and I thought, yeah, I need to do that, so I'm doing that. I did start it last year, but it's the kind of thing I pick up every now and again, which is a bit of a pain because I don't have to re-familiarise myself with the pattern, but I think I've got it in my head now. So I've done the 2 sides for the front. That I'm halfway or nearly through one side for the back, and then I just need to do sleeves, but because it sort of goes down quite a long way, the sleeves are quite short, so, and they're all in one colour, so that won't take too long. So that's been quite good fun. I do have to concentrate though, so if I've got it out while I'm watching the television, I tend to listen to the television rather than watch it. Otherwise I do have to make a mistake, so that's rather good. So next week I'm going to be off, we're going to go camping. Mr. W and I are going to go camping in the Gower Peninsula and do a bit of walking around the coast. I want to take a project with me, but I think this one is going to be too complicated in the tent at night. So what I'm going to do is pick up another stash busting project, which is some granny squares. So these granny squares are going to be, I've got 2 different sorts of granny squares. I've got granny squares with colour in the middle, and then I've got plain granny squares. So what I'm going to do is do rows of plain granny squares, and then I'm going to do rows of coloured granny squares in the middle. So quite sort of funky and sort of 70s. So the colours I've got some mustard, my favourite colour, and purple and blue and a sort of pinky colour, and then the other ones are just the maroony colour, which is quite nice. So that's going to be a rug or a blanket to go on Mr. W's knees. I won't get it finished in time for the camping, but it will be ready in time for the winter. But that's what I'll be taking on my camping holiday. So there we go. So that's what I should be doing. So I shall hopefully show you that next week, if we're not being blown away and swept away. However, I have looked at the weather forecast and it does look quite nice. It looks fairly nice on Saturday, which is good because Mr. W and I will be going down to the Allotment Association's barbecue and having a jolly good time, I hope, because it's not going to be raining. Hurrah, hurrah. So that's Saturday. Other things going on. Well, my crochet class in the evening is full down, so sorry if you want to get on that, missed your chance. But I do have spaces in the afternoon classes starting on the 28th of September, and I do have some space left on the knitting courses if you wish to join us, and that would be great if you did. And don't forget, I'd hate to mention the C word, but we do have a Christmas crochet workshop in November, so do look for details of that later on. But I won't mention that too loudly because it's a bit soon to talk about Christmas, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, that's all for me this week. I will be with you next week, hopefully showing you the progress on my blanket and perhaps some other things. Bye for now.